Hello, everyone, and welcome again to the Unfound Podcast Channel on YouTube. I am, of course, Unfound's host, Ed Densel. And in this video today, as the title says, I'm going to go over, it's not going to be a very long video, a couple of locations and just do a little analysis for the disappearance of Joey Offutt. This is an episode that came out on April 4th. Of 2025. And please like this video, share it, and if you are not yet a subscriber to this channel, please hit the button in the bottom right-hand corner and support Unfound at Patreon, PayPal, or hit the join button below. All right, so right there in the kind of the center of the screen, you see this parking lot. See my cursor going around it right there. That is where Joey's house used to be. I think it was pointed this way facing, what is this, Dr. Fugate Drive. Weirdly enough, of course, we covered a disappearance where the man's last name was Fugate. That's so weird. But I think the house was facing Dr. Fugate Drive. Who he is, I have no idea. It was not facing Schaefer Street. I don't think, just doesn't seem like there's enough room in there. If I'm wrong about this, I don't know how much it really matters, but I'm just saying, doesn't seem like there's enough room in there for a house. So I was about to think it was right here. Maybe not. But I think it was facing this way. And as you now know, this house did not burn to the ground. It burned internally, so as the saying goes, it was gutted, meaning the walls and the roof were still there, but the windows had been blown out, and inside was unlivable, although it does sound like an answering machine survived, which is very surprising to me looking at the pictures. You can find the picture of the burned house on the Facebook page, in the Facebook group, or you can go to Unfound's website, theunfoundpodcast.com. So this is where the house was, right here. Now you can see it's right in the middle of town. If you're wondering where Sykesville is, it is to the northeast of Punxsutawney. You know Punxsutawney, Phil. Groundhog comes out of his hole every February 2nd. To say if winter is going to continue or not. And some of you who really, really know me well know I've been to Groundhog Day a couple days back in the 1990s. But Sykesville is not that far away from Punxsutawney to the northeast of it. Small town. Well, her house was right there, right? I'll put the little gray button there again. That's where it was. Eventually, the land was sold. Remember, her mother had bought that house, had the land, and then eventually one of these churches, was it this one? Was it this one? I'm not sure. But one of these churches bought the land and turned it into a parking lot. And I'm guessing it's been a parking lot for a very, very long time. Remember, this disappearance happened in 2007. Now, what might catch our eye in looking at this map is how close these other houses are. We have a house right here, house right here, house right here. Now, I don't know if the churches are really that important when we start thinking about the fire being started. I'm guessing when the fire started after midnight, was it 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, whenever. I'm guessing nobody was at these churches. But these houses are right here, and according to reports, one of these neighbors heard something happen. Was it actually an explosion, as we understand explosion? I don't know. But what they call flashover, not really an explosion, but it certainly could sound like one. Could be what one of these neighbors heard. Called, fire department shows up, and we know that they put the fire out. Eventually, Joey's youngest child, just weeks old, was found in the bathtub, deceased. And reports are that they determined the baby was dead before the fire started. Now, we may think, well, why didn't somebody see somebody? If somebody heard something, it seems like they reacted to it fairly quickly. If they heard it, and how is it that nobody saw somebody like driving away or something? Well, the way I would look at it is that to get to the point that a flashover, or even let's just say it was really an explosion, it would take a while. This would not be something if an accelerant was used, whether it was gasoline or whatever, turpentine, it would take a while for that to happen. A person could easily pour all of that within the house, light a match or matches, go outside, get in a car, and drive off, fully confident that the house would burn, and that person would be well down the road before anybody would really even know what was going on. It's very possible that the fire could burn inside the house for 5-10 minutes before the neighbors would even know what was going on. Certainly possible. So we have to think about that. I'm also guessing, given that this was intentionally set, that this was kind of probably the plan. The person who lit this fire, whoever it was, Joey or not, surely did not want to get caught doing this. So I have to believe a plan was in place to light the house on fire and not be seen. So we can think of a variety of ways. It very well may be that it really was some sort of timer, some rudimentary timer where the fire could have been lit like a half hour or an hour before, and just took long, like kind of like the little wick on a stick of dynamite, something like that. I'm not saying dynamite was used, it's just an analogy, something like that. So I don't think there was a lot of worry or danger, anxiety, whoever did this, about getting caught. I think the average person would not even have to know a lot about setting fires to pull this off and not be seen. I think that's a very important part of this. So, but that's where the house was, and now it's a parking lot. So now let's take a look at where her car, Joey's car, was eventually found, and I'm going to have to go into the directions part and type that in. We did not use the name, I don't think, in the interview, but it's out there. I'm not speaking out of school. It's called the Nittany Garden Apartments, was where her car was found. And you can see where that was, way over there in State College. Yes, where Penn State University is. I think we said it was 2 miles away in the interview. It seems like we exaggerated a little bit, but it's still not close. I don't think that even matters. According to Google, it's an hour and 25 minutes away. Whether it's an hour and 25 minutes away or 2 hours away, I don't really think it makes any difference. It's not close. Now, if we had said 2 hours and it was only 15 minutes away, that would be something different. But an hour and 25 minutes away. So looking at this map over here, like I said, there's Sykesville over here on the left side of the screen. And the Nittany Garden Apartments, they're called that. Penn State is the Nittany Lions, by the way. They're school, college, university. Penn State Nittany Lions was way down here, but Joey did used to live there. And surely not, that is not a coincidence that her car was there. All depends on how you view this disappearance. Of course, if Joey put it there, then of course she remembers where she used to live. Now, why she would choose to put it there, park it there, I don't know. But we can even say if somebody perpetrated this disappearance, set the fire, killed the baby, seemingly probably killed Joey as well, then what kind of message is this person sending by parking Joey's car there? What is this perpetrator trying to tell us? Trying to make it look like Joey parked it there? Very well could be. But as I stated in the summation, unlike the house, which was destroyed, or although it's still standing, but you know what I mean, the car was in perfect condition. I think the house was burned, maybe to cover up the death of the baby. I don't know, but cover up evidence of some type. Then why wasn't the car burned to cover up evidence of some type? Hard to understand. This is very much different than Dorianne Myers' disappearance. House burned, gutted, car found a ways away, kind of like what we're talking about here. Also destroyed. Of course, we have to think about why was her car found at all? Why didn't, if it was a perpetrator, why didn't this person drive the car into a lake somewhere? Lots of lakes out here in the middle of Pennsylvania, especially if you're familiar with the area. All we can say for sure is, of course, if Joey put the car there, if she remembers where she used to live. But I think what we're also saying is, if somebody else did this person knew Joey long enough to know that she used to live there. And I think when you take the group of people who knew she used to live there, and then the group of people who could have pulled this off, and you intersect those two in finding, the similar people in each group, I'm guessing there aren't very many people in both of those groups. If the people who knew her or know her, and then the people who might have had reason to do this, and you look at the people that are in both of those circles, those groups, how many people could there be that could be in both groups? 2 or 3? Yes, Alexis is one of them. Her fiance is one of them. The father of 2 of her children, of course. But I have to believe there's more than him or he, however you say that. So there you go. Something else we maybe want to think about. Why was the baby left there to be found? Maybe the perpetrator thought that the fire would, destroy the baby. Obviously, it didn't. Why was the baby, though, left there? But surely Joey was not. I'm not thinking this is a situation where she got burned so bad that her body was turned to ashes. Surely not. Seems to me the fire department, even with the delay, I think got there fast enough to put the fire out before a human body, an adult body, would be destroyed. So why was the baby left behind, but Joey was taken if Joey did not do this herself? That's a little bit of a stumper. Maybe think about Dorianne Myers a little bit different. Certainly, she didn't have a baby there. She had pets who got killed. But I still see that as being somewhat different. So you got some things to contemplate for this disappearance. So there you go. That is the map video for the disappearance of Joey Offutt. This is an episode that came out on April 4th of 2025. Please like, share, subscribe, support, and I'll talk to you again very soon.